Hey, Smaxy Vampire, how you doing? And a Speedy Cat, thank you very much for the 3 months promo. I don't know if I actually called out the length of time on that sub. Thank you. I still want people to go into the meteor and mine it clean of resources and stuff. That would be cool, Sumi. It is true. But yeah, down here you can see a couple of my feelings on things. And also there was a proposition to set up a tax official role, and yeah, I think this more or less neatly sums up how I feel about it. I feel that we're jumping the gun a little bit. We haven't really even adopted the currently only existing backed currency as the official currency of the server, and yet we're looking at making tax official roles for it. I feel that is jumping the gun. However, I'm really glad that someone took the initiative to just start trying to do this, because it has now opened up the conversation. And for that, I am actually incredibly thankful, because it is way too easy not to bother talking about this, because no one wants to be the one to suggest it for fear of it being shot down. So I actually really am very thankful for Madians for setting this up. But yeah, I'm glad they made the gun, but I want to spend a little bit of time on deciding which part of myself I'm going to shoot with it before I pull the trigger. That feels like, let's be sensible with this first. So yeah, that's where the election sits at the moment. At the very moment. Have I had any trades recently? Let me bring up my trades. Yeah, someone paid in a little bit of trading. But we all have a couple of the Silver Clover credits now. Some of us have quite a few. The top 5 traders of the time ended up with 500 instead of 100. But there are quite a few people who have already, for all intents and purposes, gone bankrupt with this current coinage. So this illustrates a problem with this one right now. Either we need more of this money in circulation, or we need more ways for people to earn it that don't necessarily require any kind of advanced skill set. Because a new player on the server isn't going to benefit from having 100 of those coins straight away. So they need a way to earn that money straight away, which means that people need to be willing to part with their money for realistically tasks that they could do. In much the same way that I hire, I contract artists to do my artwork on my channel. I can absolutely do it myself. And I'll be honest, I get a certain level of joy out of doing it myself. But I believe that you kind of need to pay forward to be part of the system. The system is going to work based on you paying forward. And so we either need more jobs that people can do easily, so that they can get a foot on the ladder and start earning that currency, which they can then spend on things they want, and then money can continue to move around, or we need backup plans. And that's why I am not yet going to transition my shop across to the Silver Clovers yet. Currently, I am producing brick, which is a tier 2 building resource. I'm also making loads of other bits of furniture, and I'm selling them as people need. I am buying a few things, but I'm currently only working with my own currency for now. Once the economy is a little bit more stable, especially once I feel that new players aren't going to be seriously disadvantaged and basically scrounging around having to beg, steal, or borrow money to even get into the economy, then I'll transition over. But for the time being, I'm going to leave this on my own personal currency. This may mean that my shop doesn't get visited as much, but it'll be an emergency system. But you can get tier 2 building resources here right now, though I want to send some over to Sheila because she brought me so much food. My diet is only being supported by Nobu and Sheila right now, because they've been incredibly kind and incredibly generous. I did research pottery, and I have made the pottery skills, as I mentioned. Many of the devlings, as I do, feel that education should be free. You shouldn't gatekeep knowledge. So it's available for nothing. You do have to come over here. But on that note, I need to make more of them, so there's a constant supply of pottery if anyone wants to get into the pottery skill, or if they simply want to use it so that they gain access to more land claims. I feel that we need to make that possible for them. So we've got 7 there at the moment. I would like to take a couple more. Let's pop that down there. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's take this up to 15. There we go. Pop this back in there. I can make, well, I can't make fine china yet. It's pottery. It's earthenware rather than like bone china or anything like that. But yes, I can make pottery for my tea. There we go. 15 pottery scrolls available for anyone to grab. In real life, bricks have been a better store of value than gold. Yeah, no, actually, for Tina Decay, I'm kind of surprised that we used gold as the backing of our currency, considering it's in such short supply. That the only reason it's valuable is because there's not much of it, not because it's useful. The ways in which it's useful are very limited. Realistically, in modern days, gold became very valuable as a resource. But for the longest time, it was only valuable because it was pretty and there wasn't much of it. It was only when we really got into electronics that gold became sincerely a useful resource. Excuse me, I've got a little bit of the sniffles today. That wasn't a ferret statue, it's an otter statue, but it's close. Very close. Otters, of course, members of they are mustelids, much like ferrets. Otters are big ferrets. For all intents and purposes, they've got the same kind of nature as ferrets do. So if you consider that ferrets are little thieves, otters are bigger thieves. But yeah, it is an otter statue. Yeah, gold was used because it was difficult to acquire, and thus rare. A resource which isn't around very much limits how much you can mint. As I was touching on earlier, there is nothing stopping me from building my own mint and making more silver clovers. If I make myself a mint, I can make myself that currency. And then flood the market with it if I wanted to. We can prevent that by codifying things, and that's going to be something we need to do before we start playing around with taxes, is to codify and protect that. But what we really need to do, and something that I've been discussing in the general chat, let me just bring that up, is the idea that personally, I'm not a massive fan of the idea of one person at the top, with a caveat. This whole thing, one person at the top, but with a term of limitations so that one person can't stay in power for too long and then we'll cycle them through. It's like, that just sounds like you're not committed. I feel that there are two good forms of governance. One is you go elbow deep in on the one person at the top form of governance. You elect a person for life. Long enough that whatever grand ideal plans they have, they can live long enough to enact them. Not, they'll be there for 4 years. That's about long enough to conceive of a plan and start the ball rolling, just in time for someone else to come in and be like, no, I think that plan's stupid. I've got a different idea. Scrap that plan. Let's start a new plan. All that's going to do is you're going to have a lot of plans started and almost none of them ever get finished. So you elect someone in power for life. You go elbow deep. You hope you get an enlightened despot, someone who uses their absolute power for the good of everyone and themselves. You rise to power, you understand, look, what's good for the community is also good for me because I am part of it. And they use their absolute authority. You think of ants and bees. That's the way that works. One person at the top forever, but you put trust that they're going to do what's best for the people. You either commit or you don't. And if you don't, I mean, the server's only a couple of people. It's not like we're dealing with thousands of people and bureaucracy would grind to a staggering halt if we waited for every decision to be voted on by thousands of people. We could, conceivably and relatively easily, do an absolute democracy here. Everyone votes on everything. No one person is given authority. No one is elected based on promises and then we just hope they keep them. No, everyone gets to choose. Or, if that is a bit too unwieldy, then maybe a council. A group of people. But still a group rather than one. I do feel that what we would need to have that is some sort of automatic method, because someone brought up the point of, well, if we elect one person to be in control of a certain thing, and then they're active up until they get elected, and then they don't do anything, they just kind of go inactive at that point, well, we're stuck with them for however long. I would feel that we need to create new roles, because currently our roles are... let me think. How do I bring this up? I think we've got a couple of roles. In fact, if I click on my... Is there a way I can bring myself up? I'm not sure there is, but if I... There we are. I'll bring myself up. For example, I'm a member... Oh, damn it. I'm a member of a certain group. And that certain group is active. Oh, there we are. Demographics. So I'm a member of the everyone group and the active group. The active group, the only requirement is that you've been online for 2 hours in the last 2 days. Well, let's make a group that's a little bit more restrictive than that. Let's decide as a community, what do we consider active enough to hold office, to be a member of the governing, the council of druids, if you like, the advisors which shepherd the people. How active do they need to be? X many hours a day. Okay, and we'll make that a case. But the moment they're not active, they get removed from the group. And to hold a position is the requirement for that is membership of that active group. So rather than active, which is only 2 hours every 2 days, we'd make something that might be, you've got to be active for, I don't know, 4 hours every day. So 4 out of every 24, 1/5 of the day, more or less. Well, actually, it's more like 1/6, but 1/6 of the day. You've got to be around. And if you drop below that level of activity, well, that's fine. But you get ejected from that group, and the moment you get ejected from that group, you get removed from office, and that slot becomes available, and a new election is automatically triggered. That might be a better system for that. Non sequitur Dave, hello. Been a while since I seen this played. I hope you enjoy what you see. Hey, Aberashkin Patchy. So, what challenges are we looking at when we join, Aavak? It depends on when you join, but right now we are... let me bring up the level of specializations that people have, so you can see kind of where we're at in total. There are lots of carpenters, lots of loggers, and a lot of logs, actually. Well, actually, we can see. So there's 8 carpenters. 1, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 loggers, 1 paper miller. So, we've got a decent amount of people in the woodworking professions. In terms of cooking, we've got a lot of campfire cooks who can do, some decent meals, some kind of rustic, hearty meals. And we've got 2 actual chefs at this point, people who are really dedicated to it. We've got a lot of engineers, actually. Well, a lot more than I was expecting. 9 engineers. We've got quite a few people in the gathering and farming professions. That's actually pretty cool. None in the milling profession, though, but it has been discovered. Got a couple of hunters, not too many. That's good. We don't need too many. We've got a very small number of butchers. We've only got 4 people who are accomplished at butchery. But that's actually pretty cool. We do need that. Down here, we've got 2 glass blowers. Got quite a lot of masons. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 18 masons. That's lots of people want to work with stone, it seems. And we've got similarly a lot of miners. Now, this is my kind of chosen area of profession. We've only got 2 potters. Myself and... let's have a look. An amazing girl. We're the only people who are currently trained as potters. So there's a little bit of room there for people who want to get into that. We've got quite a few people who are getting into smithing. That's actually quite cool. We've got 10 smiths. Everyone's going to have self-improvement. That's just something that everyone has. And we've even got 3 tailors. That's pretty cool. I'm going to have to go and buy some rugs at some point to decorate my house. But we've got a spread of roles, but we really don't have the very high-end ones. We're going to have to get down here. We absolutely need to get to these really advanced ones for us to have any chance of stopping the meteor, obviously. Let's see what else is going on in chat. It's just going to take me a moment to read back through here. I vote Aavak for Grand Inquisitor. For Cult Leader, oh no, we don't need a Cult Leader. It's fine. You see, along with what I was saying about mods, I only mod people who don't want it because they understand it's a hell of a lot of work. And a lot of it is sincerely thankless work. For the same reason, I don't want to be in charge. I'm fine. Heavy hangs the head that wears the crown. Really heavy hangs that head. Oh, my lord. I'm good, thanks. Can you have multiple competing governments or only one? That I don't know. You can absolutely have multiple competing currencies. We don't need a cult. It's already here. Oh, no. Oh, no. Though, I will say, everyone looks dapper in a particularly finely tailored robe. We're talking, I mean, doesn't really need to be super colorful. Honestly, it could be any color. You could have a unicorn colored robe, as long as it's tailored, fitting well, maybe some nice fabrics. Yeah. You can tell a lot about the quality of the cult based on their robes. How do I access the Discord server? I wish I could talk. ! Discord. It'll give you a link. You're welcome, mate. Now, with that all said and done, I've got my little shop. It's doing some stuff. I've generally got my currencies set so that if people can provide the materials, I've already put in lots of labor. I've created jobs, and that are set to make hundreds upon hundreds of items. So no one needs to worry about that. And yes, the house is kind of all higgledy-piggledy, hoggledy-poggledy right now. This is my latrine at the moment, but it is a thing. Also, the braziers are amazing. Absolutely fantastic. They're so much better than torch stands because you can just load them up with wood and they burn for days. Oh, it's glorious. I'm a big fan of the stone brazier. Super good. Also, the fireplace for the same reason. But yes, I've set up loads of stuff, including my kiln down here. I want to set up another kiln. I've already excavated room for it over here. So this is set up to just make stupid amounts of bricks. Crazy amounts. In fact, I'm kind of tempted to make a couple of these as well. I guess I could. And then I could set them up to be purchased if people wanted them. I need to get some advanced upgrades. So I'm going to be going off and trading today. Specifically, if I can just straight up buy a tier 3 upgrade, I will. Or a tier 2, because I can make tier 3s. But, I can make tier 2s myself. So if I can buy a basic upgrade, then I can upgrade it into a level 2 upgrade, which will help a lot. But if I can just buy a level 3 upgrade, I will absolutely do that. But further to that, there's a couple of other things that I want to do today. So let me just check. How many land claims have I got? Okay. Well, there's a couple of new skill books that I can pick up that will allow me to get some more land claims. As you can see, we're starting to get a bit of population over here on the South Island. So I consider this the South Island. Down there, we've got a long bridge. So that's actually pretty cool. We've got a huge bridge. Nice work. We need a bridge that can link the north and the south of this island. And we've got bridges over there as well. The world is getting connected, people. And I'm extremely happy by this. Extreme. But look at all of that going on. The thing I intend to do today is I'm going to go and I'm going to stake a claim somewhere around here. And I'm going to set up a shop. I'm going to set up a shop which will buy and sell materials. I'm going to have 2 stores there. One is going to trade in silver clovers and one will trade in Aavak credits. That way, anyone who's broke can still buy the same items. It's just they'll be different prices, based on Aavak credits and silver silver clovers. I'm very big on not creating a system where a new player is going to be massively disadvantaged. I don't like the idea of that at all. And that isn't to say that anyone was planning on that, but that does end up being what happens if the economy is not very well established. I see someone may be digging a road all the way through. Oh, that's fantastic. People have been so busy. I love all these industrious little ant bees doing all the good work. I approve enormously. Okay, but with that said and done, let's go ahead and grab a backpack full of food because we're going to go on a trading mission. I need to bring myself some bricks because I need to take some for Lady Sheila. Lady Sheila has been incredibly, incredibly kind and has stocked me up with a humongous amount of food. Let's see, what food do we want to bring with us? Let's bring 13 of these. They will do me well. They're mostly on, well, actually the vitamins. Maybe not take these ones. Let's grab something that's a little bit more balanced, shall we? That one's a little bit more balanced, but it's not a lot of calories there. Can I see what this is? There we go. Oh, I could bring these. You know what? That isn't actually a bad trade. Sure, I'll take these two. That'll do. What else am I going to bring? We need the bricks. Now, the problem with the bricks is, unfortunately, the bricks are heavy. So I'm going to have to... I'm only going to be able to bring what I can carry on me. But we'll take 14 bricks to Lady Sheila so that she can move her house into the second tier. Along the way, we'll try and buy some other odds and ends. Before I go, let's go ahead and repair my tools because I'm going to need to have them all repaired. There we are. I've made these buildings, the benches. Is this one free? No, this one isn't free, but my repair bench is free. So that if anyone wanders by and happens to break a tool, they can quickly repair it. And with that, I'm going to close down that chat. I'm afraid we're just going to have to live with the bricks in front of our screen for a little bit. So what's this evil gate? Oh my god, it has home building? I think any further answer to Fluff is going to be unnecessary because the level of excitement at the idea that you can build stuff, I think they may already be sold. Look at this. Got water wheels and everything going on. Well done, peeps. I think I've already actually passed Sausage's place. You know what? Let's, for the sake of being neighbourly, let's go and check out Sausage's place. Sausage has bought a lot of materials with Aavak credits. I mean, one of my best customers actually. Whoop, whoop. I want to go and check out what they've managed to do. They don't live very far away, so it has enabled us to do a fair bit of trading. I like the road you've got going. Very nice indeed. I need to use a lot more of my mortared stone for that purpose. Okay, lots of storage spots. And the front door's open, so I'll just peek inside. Nice little room. Oh, I think Sausage may actually be home. By the sounds of it, Sausage is home. Hello! I'm talking to myself. Not that isn't actually what I do for a job, but let me jump back into general. There we go. Let's go have a look. Ah, excavating out more room for living or a mine, perhaps. Oh, nice, a tailoring bench. Oh, this is fantastic. Now I know where I'm going to get all my rugs from. Glorious times. I'm so glad that I live next to a tailor. Legitimately one of the easiest ways to increase the the state of your home so that you can get more skill points. But yes, Fluff. With regards to the building in this game, one of the things I really like about it is that the building in this game is worth... I'm taking out a turkey there. The building in this game, there's a purpose to it. You're not just building for the sake of building. You want to build a kitchen. You want to build a lavatory. You want to build a bedroom. You want to build a general room. Because these things enable you to earn skill points faster. And skill points are precious in this game. In some games, yeah, skills come and go. But in this game, no, they are precious resources that you must spend very carefully, because you gain those skill points in real time, and the level of comfort your home affords you and the how balanced your diet is dictates how quickly you will accrue those skills. Saving throw, thank you very much for the subscription there. Diolch yn fawr. It's very, very kind of you. I believe that may actually be your first subscription on this channel. In which case, a special welcome to you. Thank you. You're welcome, Fluff. You're very welcome. I need to get down here. I need to gather a lot more clay at some point. Hello. I do need to gather a lot more clay, because my bricks are not doing much right now, and unless I get them. But I'm liking this. A little water wheel house, a little mill house. Generating some power. It's not actually running a mill or anything, but I imagine that's performing some sort of important task. Perhaps it's over here. Ooh, it goes downstairs. So this whole building is going to have power as a result of this. Lots of people will do this. Lots of people will create little areas. Oh, these wet tailings. Pollution. Oh, no. I'm going to check the pollution map. And there we are. There we are. Gecko's Arastra. Yeah. Generally speaking, if you see a windmill or a watermill, it's powering something. But, yeah, wet tailings. That close to the shoreline as well. Ooh. Okay, let's quickly have a look. Speaking of which, Aavak, do you plan to sell advanced upgrade ones? Yes. Well, I can't do the... Well, no, actually, yeah, I can make the advanced upgrade ones. If I get the materials to make them, then they will be for sale. 100%. But let's have a look at the map. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Let's... Do we dare do this yet? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, let's have a look at ground pollution. Not too bad. Not too bad. This is where we are right now. And you can see, yeah, there's a tiny bit of ground pollution there. Now that is going to start spreading out. The way the pollution works... Ooh. Is this... Yeah, this is Leafin's place. Yep. Well, the way the pollution works is air pollution, there's ground pollution, there's debris, there's like garbage, and all of this is tracked. All of it is simulated, and it all has an effect. Ground pollution is produced by a number of things: wastewater from industry, waste byproducts such as wet tailings from mining. There is no way of stopping that pollution. You can process wastewater to cleanse it, but you know that stuff is going to go somewhere. That pollutant is going to be somewhere. Now, in the case of wet tailings, that's a nasty pollutant. One way you can try and reduce the pollution is to bury it. It's always producing pollution. It's generating pollution around it, and that will continue to build and seep outwards from the source of the pollution. If you bury it deep down in the ground, you're going to reduce how quickly that pollution can spread, because it's got to spread through basically its tomb. It's got to get through the tomb and out into the wild. But it will eventually do it. You can never stop it, but you can greatly reduce and delay it. And pollution, once it's no longer present, like once there's no longer a source, it will start to dissipate. Let's have a look over on the mainland over here. We can see a little tiny bit there. Probably a tiny, tiny bit there. Probably very deep underground there by the looks of it. Let's have a look. Yeah, we've got Arastras, we've got rocker boxes. So, yeah, they'll be wet tailings, but they've done a very... Well, based only on the fact that they've got so many here, I suspect they've actually got a large-scale industrial output, but they have gone to an extra special effort to bury that as deep as they can to stave off pollution for as long as possible. Got a little bit over here. Pretty much you're going to see this wherever you see a rocker box. That's how you end up with wet tailings. You basically take crushed stone with ore in it, and you rock it in a rocker box until you're left with more or less pure ore and all of the tailings then. They're wet tailings. They're particularly polluting, much more so than dry tailings. Oh, future planet. What have you got over here? You've got an anvil there. I don't see a rocker box, interestingly. You do have a bloomery. But that is a lot. That might even actually just straight up be on the surface. But okay, I'm not as disappointed with the level of pollution that we see. We've got a couple of hot spots, but they're nothing desperately bad right now. We're okay. There shouldn't be any air pollution. Let's just turn that on just a second, just to check. Yeah, no one's that advanced yet. Debris, though, I expect to see. I've even got some debris. They're up on top of the mountain, and I can't get there yet. I'm going to have to pillar up there and get those debris. It was when I chopped down a big tree and it collapsed partially on top of the mountain. I couldn't get there. But this shows that people are just chopping trees or doing other things and then not bothering to clean up after themselves. This is kind of bad. This is one of the reasons why there's a bit of lag on the server. Is there's so much nonsense. In fact, it was so bad that when I was gathering sand for my my brick production, I saw a literal pile of garbage. We're not talking about just drop wood. Whatever was there had condensed into a literal pile of garbage.